Happy Halloween. This year, I'm a mechanic. I'm obviously not really a mechanic, but when you have a car like this, you have to at least try to be one. So this year, I'm hoping that my Halloween costume rubs off on real life. October's been a really wonderful month though, and here's a few things that happened. Today, I'm driving to Arizona. Do you ever plan a trip and you're like, I'm gonna wake up early, I'm gonna hit the road before the sun comes up? Yeah, I tried that. Now it's after 9 o'clock. I got a long drive ahead of me.
Other travelers would have the same challenge. So I built a website that can naturally solve this problem.
I started right here. I'm now about right here, and I'm going right here. Not even halfway. I made it to Tubac, Arizona. This is the little casita I'm staying in. I think they're just telling me good morning. I had this grand idea of recording the whole workshop from start to beginning and recording each day. And honestly, as the workshop got kicked off, I just didn't feel comfortable with it. I didn't feel comfortable recording with the students there. And Mosey, I'm trying to record something. Could you drink water some other time, please? No, probably go away. I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. Once the workshop got kicked off, I really just wanted to devote my time to the students and to the things I was teaching, and I just made a decision. I'm not worrying about the video. I'll recap it later. So that's what I'm going to do now. The workshop was titled Confidence in Plein Air Painting, and my only goal was to give these students a little bit more confidence when they go out to paint on location. And there's only one way I know how to do that. Paint, 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 and do more painting. I focused really strongly towards separating practice from performing, or practice from playing the game.
We talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
We very, very rarely give ourselves that full space to just practice and not worry about making the best painting and not worry about creativity and not worry about art, but just practice. And so the first day I asked these students, if you will just give me the next 3 days, you can perform and you can make art for the rest of your life, but for just these 3 days, I want you to practice with me so that we can try to build the most confidence in these 3 days as possible.
Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
I kicked off the workshop talking about gear, but I showed them what I use and why I like to use it, and right from there we went straight to painting. I did a demo in about 10 minutes. It was probably a 5x7 inch painting, and I was only concerned about shape, color, and value. So that's accurate shapes that I see in the landscape, the local color of each of those shapes in the correct value. And in 10 minutes, I have a simple study done, and the students really, really loved the idea. All of the students set up their gear, they painted the same scene that I had looked at, and I urged them, remember, we're just practicing.
We talking about practice.
We're not performing, we're not playing the game, we're just practicing. And then I handed them all a timer, a little digital timer I got at the dollar store. I set them at 15 minutes, and I pushed start. And I asked them, in 15 minutes, just stop painting, please. Remember, this is just practice.
We talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice, practice, practice.
I came over to their easel and we assessed their painting. We try to determine, are your shapes correct? How's the color? Most importantly, is that color in the right value to make sense in the whole painting? And so once we assessed that, they didn't work on that painting anymore. They reset their timer for 15 minutes and they did it again. And then they reset their timer for 15 minutes and they did it again. And then they reset their timer for 15 minutes and they did it again. And before we went to lunch, every single one of them had done 4 15-minute paintings and they couldn't believe it. I continued the idea of the 15-minute painting into day 2, except the focus of day 2 was composition. So I started out the morning showing them how to do little compositional studies, how to analyze other people's compositions, and then we went into the field and looked for compositions in nature and how to make a dynamic composition for your painting. Final day, day 3, which by the way, 3 days is such a short amount of time to try to teach anything, but we talked about finishing. And what we focused on was edges, hard and soft edges, and creating a variety throughout the painting, and then thinking about the focal point, which really comes with composition, but in the second 15 minutes, you can really think about your focal point and how to make that the most interesting part of the painting. You have your darkest darks and your lightest lights, we wrap it up, and you can have a nice little 30-minute painting. And another element of finishing is that sometimes you reach a point where you literally just don't know what else to do next. And that's where I say, just stop. And it's something that just happened to me at a little plein air event this weekend. It's early morning for us, and we're driving down to San Angelo for a quick draw. Can you go to San Angelo?
Yeah.
Can you say San Angelo?
Yeah.
Good job. Let's go. The quick draw started 20 minutes ago. It's a 2.5-hour quick draw. I just found my spot. It's not amazing, but I'm gonna go for it.
What are you doing?
The idea is sketched in. I still have 30 minutes left. And honestly, I'm not quite sure what to do, so I may just stop here instead of ruining it. I'm pretty happy. Quick draw is officially over. Now I'm gonna frame it.
There's another lady in
Quick draw's over. Now we'll go home. Got to see some good friends in San Angelo. Back on the road. And as most of you know, I titled 2017 the Year of Giving. I've been giving away a painting every month, so let's give away October's painting. And it's actually a demo that I did at the workshop there in Tubac, corner of a house. Here's the official drawing baggie. I've been adding names to it every month, so thank you all for subscribing to the newsletter. Uh-oh. And the winner is Candace Tippett. Candace Tippett, high school friend. Candace, just send me an email at turnervinsonfineart@gmail.com and I'll send you this little painting.